Hello everyone, this is Genevieve here. Welcome to Conscious Cafe, your creative sanctuary with me that I love to talk about astrology, mythology, esoteric. And today we are going to explore one of the most powerful astrological transits in 2025, that including Mars in Leo, opposite Pluto in Aquarius. Venus and Mercury, they are going direct now. And regarding Aries, the inner child, that we get to learn how this shift mirror our inner world and support deep healing of the inner child that is in us through astrology, mythology, and we are going to see, is there any things that we can do to navigate this personal transit, our purpose and emotional sovereignty. So the first thing that I want to talk about is about the general direction in this moment. Now we are already in the second quarter of 2025. And we are starting to feel our big change is upon us, but we can't really see the direction where we are going. So, until Mercury is retrograde in July, that going out from the shadow period, the cosmos is actually saying to us to go, initiate, begin, but with caution. And with Venus and Mercury together in Aries, it is very passionate, bold, and clear in our purpose. And of course, we are going to have the final transit of Mars opposite Pluto. And so that from April the 18th to June 17th, this fire energy about our expression, about our creative power, and to not apologize for our truth too. And finally, we are going to look at also Saturn in Aries together with Neptune and Jupiter in Cancer from May 29th. So these two very slow-moving planet shift into a cardinal sign. It is as if the universe is initiating a progress, a new cycle. And of course, now I would really want to talk about Mars opposite Pluto first. So the exact day would be on the April 26th, the opposition of Mars to Pluto in Aquarius. And this opposition has already been really building intensity for the last few days. And I don't know if you feel about it, as if the water is boiling. And this confrontation between the heart of Mars in Leo and the transformative, very sometimes can be authoritarian energy of Pluto in Aquarius. First, let's look at Mars in Leo. It is calling us to lead from the heart, to take inspired action and to express our soul gift. And it is ruling our solar plexus, that is about our willpower, our identity, and our confidence. While Pluto in Aquarius, it draws us into a deeper collective psyche, and it is unveiling some hidden power about the structure, about our societal conditions, and technological evolutions. I don't know if you are dealing with AI and are you comfortable in this moment to work with AI. And that is, I think, is going to be a big trend from here onward with Pluto in Aquarius. So this opposition, this dynamic T-square with the Sun also in Taurus, it is igniting a pressure for a tangible security. We may be caught in between the drive for ourself, our radiant self-expressions, and the gravitation pull of global structures, that how our personal life interact and interwoven into a bigger picture. And also, we have Mars trying Neptune and Mercury at the same time, and that opening a spiritual channel. And it is very inspired, visionary, and it's also about our higher self, how we can dive into that intuitive energy with Neptune. And at the same time, Mercury is sextiling Pluto. That might give us some insight, strategy, and a deeper inner reasoning that what truth are we ready to accept and to bring it into action. So in an esoteric interpretation, these Mars and Pluto, they are two of the most catalyst agents in astrology. When they are in opposition, they are asking us, what have I been giving away my divine will to the external forces? What unconscious fear is driving my choice? Are you choosing and planning your life path according to your heart or to the outside influence? And Mars is bringing forward that the personalities, the ego in us. And Pluto, while Pluto is demanding that we to surrender to a deeper truth, to look at the picture from a higher octave, and how to integrate the me, that personal identity, within a mass consciousness, the general directions with our external environments. And I think these transits with Mars that bringing out our personality, with Pluto, is actually a good opportunity for us to dive deep into the inner child in us, the natural, authentic, innocent self. And here I would really like to talk about from a Carl Jung perspectives. So if every astrological transit can mirror the person that we are, and here I would like to bring out a sentence from Carl Jung. And he was saying, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So our reaction during this intense cosmic shift is asking us to go deep within our inner child and to ask ourselves, will you finally see me, the inner child in me? And this inner child is bringing out a sort of messages regarding our perfectionism, about our fear of rejection, and our emotion. Do we tend to shut down? Or are we tend to please people in order to not create any conflict? And this inner child is such a delicate place. It is, as I see it, is a sacred psychic reality, the voice that we have forgotten. And to heal that, we might say out loud this kind of affirmation like, I see you, I'm here, I'm not living. And we might, if you have been journaling during your childhood time, you might want to go back to read the journal, how you were feeling, and or imagine yourself at 5 years old, 9 years old, or 12 years old. What would this inner child say today regarding your situation? And I have another affirmation that is like, my needs are not too much. My truth is sacred. And so if we bring this inner child healing through the eyes of Carl Jung, and he viewed inner child not simply a psychological artifact, but as the bridge to the self, the totality of who we are, our being, the conscious and unconscious. And these child archetypes hold both the wounding and the potential for renewal. And so to him, the inner child was not about becoming something new, but becoming whole. And according to him, that is the shadow integration, because the inner child is part of the self, the shadow self, and we need to bring it to light in order to stop it from unconsciously driving our lives. And this inner child is the personality, the individualization. So the true healing is the integration of every aspect of our psyche. It is not a phrase that we can outgrow, but actually is to embrace the delicacy of it. And sometimes we have this memory from our childhood, and our reactions, my response based on ancestral or the collective experience, not only our personal experience. And this child is actually a lineage, a connection that connects us to our ancestral karmic past. And from him, there are several tools that we can use to achieve that, such as active imagination. We can meditate and allow this inner child to speak to us without censoring, without censorship. Or in dreams, and I have a practice that I keep a journal next to my bed, and sometimes when I dream, even without opening my eyes, I would drop down a few keywords that help me to remember what I dreamed the night before. And that is very good to understand our subconscious, unconscious. Another thing is, we can also write to us, to this inner child, to ask questions. And we play both the adult me and the child me, how this adult and the child would interact, would ask and reply questions and answers. And you might find out something very interesting there. And the wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one being, but by integration. And I wish this healing process is less about erasing pain, ignoring it, but to include it into our everyday life, into our story, so we can becoming, embracing, integrating into a bigger whole of who we are. With this healing, if we go back to astrology, with Neptune in Aries for the first time since 150 years. And it is about the mythicisms of Neptune meeting actions of Aries. It's like bringing our dream into creation, a clear vision with the fire energy of Aries. And this fire represents our desire, our willpower, and also, in this case, become our divine inspirations. And we need fire to create. In esoteric sense, fire is the light of spirit. Fire purifies. Fire awakens. And fire also burns away illusion. And here, I would really want to close by giving you some of the important dates from mid-April onward until summertime. So we know what we are going to expect. And while we are approaching closer to those dates, of course, I would do a more in-depth podcast to talk about that. And from here, from April the 18th to June 17th, Mars is in Leo. Finally, back to direct motion. And that is a good period to inspire action. On April 26th, Mars opposite Pluto, that we have talked about before. And on May 25, Saturn ingress into Aries, that bring out our personal responsibility. It is also about the sacred initiation and karmic integration. On June the 9th, we have Jupiter in Cancer. And this is about new growth in our emotional security, reclaiming the divine feminine in us, in each of us. And in July through August, Mercury will be at retrograde again. So we have all the reword, rewriting, revisiting, reviewing, and just a period of mindfulness. And so today I would like to say, we are the bridges that between the star and this earth, between heaven and our heart. And if we let the star guide us, bringing us into newer energy, and all this is to understand deeper, better the person that we are. And until next time. Now, I would like to go into very briefly this Mars in Pluto opposition, how the energy is for each zodiac sign. Of course, this is a very general sense. And if you would like a personal reading with me, please visit my website, Genevieve/Cheung.com. Thank you. For each of the zodiac sign, I recommend that you look at the sun, ascendant, and moon sign to have a better picture of how Mars in opposite Pluto will influence you. And for Aries, it is about major rebirth of self-identity. Mars activates your fifth house of creativity and romance, while Pluto challenges you to reimagine your place in collective purpose. Let go of needing approval from the others. And for Taurus, it is about deep transformation of your foundation. It is about your home, ancestry, and inner security that demand attention. Mars is firing up your needs to create safety on your own terms, while Pluto in your 10th house may challenge career directions. For Gemini, this transit is about voice and truth. Mars energizes your 3rd house of communication, while Pluto transforms how you connect with belief and higher mind. Speak your soul. For Cancer, you are rewriting your story around value and self-worth. Mars moves through your second house, what you value and how you earn. Pluto activates trust and share resources. Reclaim your energetic sovereignty. To Leo, the spotlight is on you. Mars is in your sign. Initiate bold expression, while Pluto across from you is asking, are you empowered in your relationship or enmeshed? Choose sovereign intimacy. For Virgo, time to retreat and renew. Mars in your 12th house is asking you to act in spiritual solitude, while Pluto transforms your daily work and heal rituals. It's a period of detox mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Libra, a powerful time for aligned vision and friendships. Mars activates your 11th house. It is about dreams, network, and hopes, while Pluto asks you to break free from false personas. What does true belonging really feel like? For Scorpio, you are transforming your role in the world. Mars energizes your 10th house of career, legacy, and your public image. Pluto is stirring deep psychological roots at home. Build outward from a secure inner center. Sagittarius, Mars is in your 9th house. Ignite your spiritual purpose. Pluto rewinds how you think, communicate, and learn. Share your truth, but ground it in a deep soul understanding. For Capricorn, Mars is in your 8th house of rebirth, sexuality, and share power, while Pluto in your 2nd house is challenging what you depend on mentally. True wealth comes from within. For Aquarius, it is a major reckoning in relationship dynamic. Mars energizes your 7th house, intimate and business partnership, while Pluto in your sign reshaped your entire being. Choose relationships that honor your evolution. And for Pisces, Mars activates your 6th house. It is about health, service, and habits. With Pluto in your 12th, it opens portals to unconscious spheres and spiritual growth. Heal through sacred daily devotion. And with that, I sincerely hope that we get to heal that inner child, to bring out the innocence in us. From my heart to yours. Thank you, Genevieve. See you next time.